and her home with all of her plant family. And she has a lot of family, cousins, nephews, nieces, grandpas.
Even adopted fellows. So this, I put this Tradescantia in here, which is in the Wandering Jew family. Lots of people like to correct you when you say that. It may not be the most appropriate thing, but that's what we know it as. So I have 4 different varieties of these. It's called Purple Heart. And with my tree that seems to be a little wonky right now. This is a fiddle leaf fig that I got from a friend. It's doing really well. And I decided to put Kimberly ferns with the spider plants this year, seeing how well they did. I got another one down here. Monsteras, you'll see monsteras everywhere. I love clipping them because they just make more. It's the gift that keeps on giving, which is directly up here. You know, they love.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they root really well.
Oh, that's
I
fantastic. I would like one of those because those get really big and they can clean your air.
Absolutely. All of these plants are. I probably have the cleanest air in Charleston.
It does smell really good.
So this is an Angelonia. This one's not doing so hot, but I've overwintered it. This is a shrimp plant that is overwintering. This is a dahlia that came back. And this is, let's see, we can keep up with me. This is a Kimberly fern. It's been in here for 2 years, and it needs a new container. Propagated Swedish ivy.
Look how pretty. Look at that fern.
And basically repeated some other stuff. Got pothos, we got arrowhead. We have another Tradescantia, which is in the Wandering Jew family. It's the green variety. So it's more what people may be used to. And here's another poor version of the purple.
I love those.
I think it's Zabrina might be the variety of this one. But it needs some help.
And it looks like you have your... into some mushrooms here. All right.
Yeah, a little tiny fairy place. That's where the little fairies come to eat.
I'll tell you, I love fairies. We have succulents, and look how gorgeous. Look at that. Look how brilliant.
Yeah, this is a beautiful coleus. I love to overwinter things, and I can't wait to make babies of them more. But I'm pretty sure this is
I want to have your baby.
So when Amanda ever sees this video, she'll be like, oh my gosh, look at this plant. But it's still living. I found the place that it loves and it needs some help. But these were donated from Krista Messinger. She is a local gardener, and they just need to be put in some pots. But trying to have love on every wall. So everywhere we look, there's some love going on.
I mean, we love love. And it's Valentine's Day here just shortly.
Yeah.
And I see you're very festive. You already have your pink on.
I'm so pink. So right behind you, if you want to show the seed collection, like this is what I've been collecting on my own land. We got zinnias and black-eyed Susans, marigolds. This is cosmos. We got all kinds of cosmo seeds, and those are actually more zinnias. But then we got dianthus, and we got the celosia in this bag, and lots of different things going on. Propagations everywhere. This is like kind of like last chance table, along with sow and seed. And then I got a new variety of I think this is sort of in the Monstera family, maybe philodendron, but this is the mama plant, and then I got 3 more around it. And there's a huge
you know what? See this?
Peace lily in front of you.
Come here for a second.
It is pretty.
Like if I were to do a still, I'm going to pause this.
Okay. These were donated to me from Becky Kimmons. It's a fellow artist, and advocate for all things good, so I'll eventually put them into some more. And I've been trialing I'm going to take this down for you to look inside. I've been growing a peace lily in water just because I like to see if different things will happen.
Experimentation.
And it's doing well.
Look how
it's quite happy.
Like the shine.
Glossy.
Yeah.
So yeah, just pop those.
Tell me about this artwork here.
Oh, this is from Eric Thompson. He is one of my most favorite artists. I was hosting a Third Eye Cabaret show.
Yeah,
Gosh, it's been forever. I invited him the first time to come to live paint while we had music and food and art and people just doing all kinds of things. And he painted this during the show, live. And it was amazing. And then he gave it to me at the end of the evening. So to me, she represents the third eye, you know, with that. But I've been really hesitant to put her up because she looks scorned. Like for first few years I kept looking at her, I was like, well.
And the pouty.
She reminds me of that part of myself. So I get to meet myself every day. So I've decided to put it up. Yeah.
We have to embrace ourselves.
And I have a really nice one upstairs also that he did. It looks like a big sunshine. And I actually think I have 4 of him all together. So we love you, Eric.
I like the promotion.
This here, I don't know if you're still taping or not.
I am.
But this was me. This is a Kimberly fern that I was like, oh, let's just stick this in there and see if it works. And it evidently has. So you might want to pan out. Because look what has happened.
Look at that. Out of control, I tell you.
I cannot find it in myself to break this apart. It's just too beautiful.
If anything, you could just cut the container off should you decide to give it a different home.
I have more. Do you know the roots of these Kimberly ferns look like potatoes?
Really?
Yes. It was a freebie I picked up off Canal Boulevard over on the East End. And I brought it home, and Bill, my partner who likes to help me, support me in doing these things, it took forever to get that thing separated. And we were like, is there potatoes? So anyway, I didn't know, but it was hard to separate. But yeah, they look like little teeny tiny potatoes.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Almost like the bulbs, you know?
Yes.
And I love the reuse. These are great ideas that you're employing here. This is the
black-seeded lettuce.
The black-seeded lettuce.
Black-seeded Simpson, I think. Yeah, we're just going to give him a squirt.
A little thirsty.
But
the little greenhouses, they're great.
Yeah, and we don't have to take this, but I got, this is where I have permission to be on the street selling flowers on the streets of Charleston.
Could you, and I would like you to teach me how to get one of those.
So I got to update it. I think it was only like $10 or something. It wasn't very much. No. But this is an idea of like how to also grow things. I was thinking about putting cups in here, and we could plant anything we want.
What do you think about because I'm really into clear containers so I can see the root systems develop, you know, and I'd been experimenting with clear solo cups and putting little holes at the bottom for the drainage. Mm-hmm. And that would be like so perfect.
Yeah, so if you had a cup with no holes and your cup with holes in it, you would never get anything wet. I would love to find one of these that was totally plastic, and we'll just throw dirt in it.
Yeah.
And then we'll start growing stuff.
Okay.
And maybe if it was outside, we could put a couple little holes in it, you know, so it could drain. But this is, again, something that was recycled that has little shelves to put on it. So I'm thinking about, you know, if Miss Ruby's would ever allow me to put flowers in their place. And he made this for like me a sign, but he made that sign for me. Bill is an artist. He made that for me. We unofficially call this place Garvin Gardens because
Oh,
it's
my goodness.
Garvin Avenue. But then he also made this one, which I love. This came from the Bullock Woodworks. They cut slabs and use it, and this was just an extra piece that Bill decided to do some art on.
And it is beautiful.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
What medium is that? Is it?
I'm gonna, well, maybe spray paint. He did use, this is one of his earlier stuff, so it was stencils.
It almost kind of looks like watercolor, or a dye, or maybe even a chalk. But
No,
it's not
it's
coming
true
off.
Paint. Whatever
It's
you
beautiful.
got at our local stores.
It's very beautiful.
Well, I'd love to show you that other thing upstairs, but you don't have to record up here.
Okay, I'm going to turn it off.
Yeah, that's one in 4 of a series of musical easels, I think is what Bernice Deacons have called it. And I remember Leah Tyler being one of the artists, and Ryan Kennedy was playing music for them. So he'd play some music, and then they would all switch places. So 4 people created this entire painting, and they were all done with different ink. Like this one is only chalk, and that one I think was watercolor. There's one a magic marker, and then the one upstairs I think was acrylic. I'm slowly getting things put into frames and putting them around the house. I love it. This one is so whimsical to me when I sit and I can just look at it.
I love whimsical. Whimsical fairies and happy things and little glowy lights.
Yes. Do you like jazz?
Yes, I do.
This is Mildred Bailey. This came from Phil's place, Elk City Records.
I bet it's really neat in there. I always see it. Haven't been in there.
He's got a lot of nice stuff. Were you ready to go downstairs?
Yeah, can you tell me about this guy right here?
Oh, this is made for the Third Eye Cabaret when I first started. This is from one of my friends, Lisa Angel, and it's a vase because I would always bring flowers and things and water that had lemon and different healthful things in it. And it's also got my glasses that I gotta glue them back together. Let's see.
Very, very fun.
So let me take a look at that. Yeah, I'm goofy. Yeah, I forgot where these were. So yeah, she specifically made that for the cabaret. I don't know if you want to put your shoes on. I'm going to slip my shoes back on just because it's a basement. Or if you want to go downstairs now.
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, ma'am. Oh.
Oh.
Don't you love the sounds of maturity?
So as you can tell, I'm fascinated with these shoe things because they're great
Organizers.
Yes. And
Organizers for everything. And so are these too.
yeah. So this was here at the house before I moved in, and also I think this is a knife sharpener.
That's I love the history of old houses.
Be careful. So I'm a collector of everything. Welcome to my world.
Okay, let me set the stage here. All right. Here's where things get going. The think tank, the grow tank.
Well, I'm constantly in flux trying to move things and haven't tied these up. This one came off of a neighbor's hydrangea that I'm encouraged to go get some stems to propagate. But isn't that just beautiful?
I think it is. Absolutely beautiful.
So behind you is the major where I've been holding, you can come right here, all the dried flowers. They're just full of dried flowers, the whole thing. And then there's some in this box up here. And I grew all of these.
Gorgeous.
Eventually we'll make...
Now, how do you, when you dry the flowers, how do you, to where they don't dry up and flake away and they're somewhat pliable in arrangements?
Well, these were peony Mother's Day ones. Like these are not the ideal ones to keep. I think this is cilantro, the real feathery stuff. But like the peonies, like they're gonna keep well.
They're beautiful.
But I couldn't throw any of them away because I haven't went through them yet, but I will.
You know, whenever I get a bouquet of flowers, I keep them and then dry them upside down once they're not table, pretty anymore.
Yeah. So most of my stuff actually just died in the vase, but this is Liatris. This is what I was telling you that I had over in the garden. Those might be sunflowers.
Those are gorgeous.
But
I mean,
yeah.
they do put me in the mind of a pussy willow. Or am I saying it? Pussy tail? Or
well,
it is pussy tail something, right?
Well, pussy willow has like little feathery. They're more like little bumps here and there, not like a solid collection of the little florets. But there's one down growing by Bream Presbyterian Church that we could look at if you wanted to see it more. This is a poppy seed. I think I bought this, or it came in an arrangement.
Have you thought about growing these? Because
Lotus. I'm sorry to interrupt you. This is a lotus pod, not...
yeah, because poppies a little bit different.
Yeah, so ask me again.
I want to grow these.
Me too. And these are just random things I kept. Like, I don't remember what everything is from, but I just love the way that it carries itself, and eventually I'm going to make something with it. But yeah, like
a little wreath?
Yeah.
A delicate wreath.
Anything. Centerpiece. And I've got more. There's always more. So, Bermuda grass be gone. This is fresh Bermuda grass, literally picked and wrapped when I picked it. I love this.
It is
This is a dried Bermuda that then I wrapped a wild clematis vine around it. So it's not ideal, but I love working with different things.
Have you dried that ivy that is growing out there in that plot? Like, ever tried to dry it and wrap things with it?
English ivy?
Uh-huh.
We should probably wrap it while it's alive and we could look at it. It may stay.
I'm kind of curious because, it's invasive and it kills everything. And, I like to at least figure out a way it can be helpful and, contribute.
I made these. These are flowers I grew. These are maybe not useful. But this is statice and hydrangea, and this is a yellow statice.
Oh, look how beautiful. Dried so nicely. What?
Well, statice will always keep its color. But if we're going to start saving things specifically for doing dry flowers, I probably would pick things a little bit earlier and dry it, like you're saying, upside down.
And what are your wreaths?
It's just grapevines.
Or did that come from your grapevines out there?
Yeah, out here on these properties around me here. Yeah.
I made a couple wreaths out of my muscadine.
So these are matcha ferns that my neighbor just throws away every year, and I decided to start keeping them. This is the Jewels of Opar. It's getting ready to send up. I'm going to turn it around here. It's getting ready to send up little shoots, which they're going to be, the spikes are going to be about this tall.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have little tiny wispy yellow flowers on them, and that's why I grew them.
And
But
you can eat these too, can't you?
I'm not for sure about the matcha fern, but yes, a fiddlehead is actually edible, but I'm not for sure which ones are and aren't. However, this is also edible. This is like a, yeah, I was so excited when I got home to look it up, because not only could it be for fresh flower bouquets, a little spike flower, this is also like a spinach from Thailand or Philippines, I think. So, but I haven't ate it yet. I overwinter. There's some sweet potato vines in there. Looks like we might get some
There, right there.
little bugs going
We got
on.
some friends on it, yeah.
But these are geraniums. So I overwinter them. And we have enough stem here. Like, we could propagate some more. And that's what I'll do. I'll do some stem cuttings with hormones, and we'll just make more of them. This is the angel wing begonia. I've been making babies. And they're beautiful. I don't know what you're smelling.
It's a plant, a very aromatic. Now
So-
this is that tool that you were using that you showed me last night.
These are just starting to appear. These are yellow yarrow, summer pastels. Yeah, these sprouted in 5 days. They need watered today. But I got some Sweet William, Shasta daisies, the Doradocus, the purple Queen Anne's lace. And that's the white sweet variety of the
Now, are these seeds or?
they are seeds. The yellow is pelleted because the oh gosh, what are they? Sweet Williams are such a small seed that sometimes you can get them pelleted. They're just easier to plant and faster.
So you just lay them on top and just keep them moist?
Yeah, these here, so the 3 trays back here are all bells of Ireland. And if you don't know what bells of Ireland are, we're going to show you right now. Aren't these gorgeous?
Oh, wow.
Bells of Ireland.
Look at
are amazing.
the veins.
Yes.
Like it's almost like a lace or an armor. Like
It's beautiful.
Yes, it
Like
is.
a lettuce almost. Like
Yeah.
vibrant lettuce.
Yeah, like I could actually take a bite of one. I
So-
don't know if I should.
We probably won't. Yeah, so baby growing beside of it, it didn't really do as well, but maybe it would if I separated it. But this is all kind of trial and error. These are a cool season hardy annual. They are hardy tar zone 7, but they're hard to start. They're finicky. So I've soaked these for about 5 days, those 3 there. And everything you see up here, you can see the seed because they need light to germinate. And along with the 2 containers over here, these are Monarda fistulosa, which is the purple bee balm,
Okay.
which is native to us. And I've been monitoring, we're about 65 or so. So it's 60 degrees on the bottom, it's 65 up here. And that's something I've been keeping track of this year more, is the temperatures and light, no light, all that. Yeah, that's a timer. It's set on 14 or 16 hours a day right now to give me light.
Where did you get these panels?
This is a HVAC roll of insulation. So I had somebody that had it, and I was like, oh, I could use that. So I bought a whole new roll of it. These are all hodgepodge together right now. But this is in the Tradscantia Wandering Jew family. This is called a Nanook. So propagating that.
Look how beautiful the underside's in contrast.
Yeah, which is...
Look how brilliant.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They don't like a lot of water, and neither does the spotted begonia or angel weed begonia. That is the asparagus fern, And
It looks different than mine.
well, and the back side of it is ginger that doesn't look very healthy. However, it takes about 10 months to grow,
Yes, it
so I
does.
tried to start it ahead of time.
Now's the time to go to Kroger's, get some ginger, throw them outside.
Oh, we could go ahead and put them outside?
I grew, and let me tell you, it went crazy because they
Okay.
said it takes 10 months. But by the time it was getting ready to freeze and I harvested them, they were huge.
Like red and that pretty
Yes.
pinkish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we don't want them when they grow that brown stuff on them anyway because that's past harvest, really.
I know.
So just different things. These are little baby cuttings from snapdragons. This is I'm trying to keep this thing. It's a basil, but I keep getting like mealybugs, I think. So I've been using spray on it, like alcohol spray.
Mm-hmm.
This also, I think, has some bug damage, but this is a South African native, not hardy to our zone. I'll think of the name in a minute, but it's a beautiful blue flower.
Oh, you have lemongrass.
I have a lemongrass. This is a orange, real pretty hibiscus. It's a smaller version. And then here's another matcha fern.
And aren't the ferns also good for the oxygen?
I think all plants are, but the more surface area you have, the better at regulating, and taking toxins out of your place. But there's all kinds of babies in here, so I'm going to be making more of those and separating them because these are about 3 years old, the ones in these pots here. But I like to keep them because when I make flower arrangements, I just cut a few off and then I get a few more growing.
Do these grow well in moist or soil or?
Ferns like a lot of water, but these like full sun. Matcha
Okay.
ferns like full sun. So the ones down here on the floor, these are the Kimberly ferns that like not a lot of sun. But I just lied. This one is a matcha fern. But you can see that standing straight up. These don't get a lot of light. So they like.
These are the Kimberleys back here?
Yes, and they get big swords. Like those swords could be about half as tall, 3/4 as tall as we are. And those are begonias.
You want to tell us about the tool?
Yeah, this is the little 3/4 inch block that you're punching it out. It makes that little divot in the top.
For the seed?
Yeah, I can tell.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so I don't have any water. But you make sure you get a soupy mess. This really hasn't been done since yesterday. And people may say, oh my gosh, you can't leave that. But this is my basement.
Thank you.
But basically, if you could come back a little bit, you can see this action. We're basically just pushing it in. And you can use different tools. The lady I learned it from, she had a potato masher. But I push it in to kind of make it fairly level. And then
Get the whole air pockets out.
let's see if I can. I'll just put it right on the side right here. And then you just do it out a couple times and
Bada bing.
voila.
Bada bang.
So the best thing about using soil blocks is space and the airflow.
And it's 20. That's 20 right there, right?
3/4 inch blocks. Yeah. Next year or maybe this year, I'm going to buy the 2-inch blocks,
Mm-hmm.
and they actually have the 3/4 inch hole in the 2-inch blocks. So let's say we started peppers in the 3/4 inch. They get too big, we pop them in the 2-inch.
Okay.
So I'm getting excited about all that. And I just got random stuff everywhere.
Can you tell me a little bit about your lighting and what you're doing, how your lighting is working here?
Well, I have not added up all of my lumens. According to my research, it's the amount of lumens you have that indicates how much you can grow,
Uh-huh.
how much light they need. So basically I bought these at Powell Hardware. They're just regular grow lights. Some of them are not grow lights. This light over here was the first light that I had, and it's just regular shop lights. These are not grow lights. but they still do well.
Absolutely.
So
But these are the LEDs.
Yes, those are LEDs. And I'm trying to transition over to being more streamlined with LEDs because all of these individual lights are crazy.
As far as the electric and the kilowatts.
I don't really see a whole lot of extra on my bill. I mean, my electric bill I think is about $150 a month.
Mine's
Total?
$535 this month. And it's not for grow lights. I only have one grow light. And it's a specific grow light. It's not a long one. It's like probably about half of that size from that to the end.
Oh, okay.
But it cranks.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Everything in my house is electric, though. And I see you have gas.
Yeah, we're mainly gas heating and water heating. So this is a mandevilla. I brought this mandevilla and this ahi amarillo pepper that I've overwintered and needs to be cut back.
That. And you said that is an
ahi amarillo Peruvian pepper for my neighbor Mary Lynn next door. So these were what the ladybugs came in.
Oh, wow.
So it was kind of interesting. So I let them out everywhere. But I put them over here because I was getting that bug infestation. And this is more like a tropical, which may even need some water in the whole thing. But, you know, if they can just survive the winter, we'll get them out and they're going to be okay once nature takes over.
Do you know I still have a red tomato from my harvest.
Wow.
And
like in the house?
In the house.
Yay.
And it was picked. And I was experimenting with, storing, like researching root cellars and humidity and everything. And I started using those milk crates, and I would put at the very end, when you do the last harvest before right before, and everything is green. Everything, it's not even like I wouldn't even thought to do it. But this was an experiment where I got them all and started putting the least ripe at the very bottom of the crates, the milk crates, and then I put a layer of newspaper or a paper bag and just kept doing it. And I didn't buy any tomatoes at all winter long. Plus, of course, the ones that I got when they were right throughout the growing season.
Well, that's amazing.
I just threw them in the freezer and froze them. And then all I got to do is run hot water over them, and it releases their skins, and bada bing, bada bang.
Yeah, I think that will be my method if I decide to save tomatoes.
Yeah, because you have an area where you can actually do a lot of tomatoes down here, like save them.
I have a lot of tables. Well, I saw an interesting video about ash, that they would take like a container and put tomatoes, and then they would cover it with ash, and the ash actually preserves them. So
yeah,
I want to look more into that too.
And that makes total sense.
But this is the bougainvillea. And again, I don't want you to zoom in too close because look at them bugs.
Well, let's take a look and see what kind of bugs we might be able to get advice.
Well, it's a sticky, I'm pretty sure it's a mealy bug, and I'm going to do some soap, dishwashing liquid, spray first, and then see what happens. But this is a woody, so we could make, 20 more plants. Like we could propagate all of these. Wow. And this is 3 years old, I think. So, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much all the plant stuff on this side.
Well,
everything.
We want to thank you so much for giving us this grand tour. And we'll also add in your tour of the garden outside, too.
Someday.